Okay. Howdy, howdy. Howdy, howdy. We are live. Henry, Matthew, how are you today? Hi, John, Trev. Good to see you. We'll give it a couple more minutes, see who's popping in. Tomorrow you have off. Okay, good. Good. So is it this weekend is the 3-day weekend, or is it next weekend is the 3-day weekend? For me, next weekend, Labor Day, what we call Labor Day weekend, is our end of summer kind of a deal. Hi, Carol, Daniel, Catherine. Thank you for coming. Okay. So it's this weekend. So you're all off tomorrow. Nice. Tony, I absolutely. You got a big game. Absolutely. You take off whenever you need to get. I understand. I love my sport. August. So it's called a bank holiday. Okay. Very good. Carol, Carol's Carol's on holiday every day. I love it. So I got this hat. I went to the Wrexham soccer football game up in Santa Barbara last month when they were on their American tour out here on the West Coast, and we got to go see them play up in Santa Barbara against Bournemouth, and it was a lot of fun. First ever professional soccer game that I've ever been to. Um, Funny story is like 3 days later, we ended up watching Bournemouth again down in Los Angeles, where the LA Galaxy play against Arsenal, which is Cooper, my son's favorite team. So it was fun. So I've now seen two professional games, and both included Bournemouth. So I guess that makes me a Bournemouth fan now. If I had to pick a team, I guess why not? Chelsea's winning 6-2. Okay. Elsie, good to see you. I say that, but obviously I can't see anybody, but I'm glad that you're all here. You're shopping. Okay. Yes. So they had Carol, yeah, I did see that spelling of Wrexham all over. They had like what they called like a fan fest kind of a deal where outside the stadium, and where they played in Santa Barbara was at the university up there, and it's not a big place. I think the place holds like 15,000, which was full. I mean, obviously the show Welcome to Wrexham was, has made a huge impact here on in America, and so they had a lot of people there. So they had like this fan fest type of deal, and you can outside the stadium, and you can buy merchandise, that sort of thing. And they also brought a pop-up of the bar, the pub, tavern, whatever you want to call it, that's on the show, featured on the show, and the owner of the place was actually there, and there's giving drinks away. It was kind of funny, and you didn't have to buy any alcoholic drinks. They were giving them away, so that was kind of nifty as well. But God, what was the turf? Was the name of the establishment? So they had like this pop up kind of a replica of the turf there in Wrexham. And so, yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was very, very hot. The field was very dry. So the play on the field, you can tell, was affected by how dry the grass was. The conditions weren't great, but it was also like 93 degrees or something Fahrenheit. So, whatever that uh, equivalent is in Celsius, I don't know, but it was warm that day. Probably would have been better off having the game at night. But each they had like breaks to water down the field. It was so warm, but it was still fun. A lot of fun. Let's see here. Let's see, Matthew. Your granddad used to be a cop, and he walked the beat in North London, which included the old Arsenal Stadium. So my family are Arsenal fans. Oh, very cool. Yeah, I'm not sure how my son became an Arsenal fan. My brother is an Arsenal fan, and he's actually been to several games. Yeah, there in England, and where's it at? It's in North London. So he's actually been to a bunch of games, and I think maybe my son got it from his uncle. That's the only thing I could think of because it's certainly I never really had it on TV or was following anybody. Let's see. Tony, Bournemouth has just been robbed of a goal in their game against Newcastle. Mm. Yeah, I'm not much of a fan, am I? I have no idea that was even happening. But I love the hat. That's why I like to wear it. It's a really cool hat. Wrexham University. Oh, nice, Carol. That's cool. Very cool. 26 is equal to 90. So yeah, it's pretty warm. And to be running around, it's tough. Stuck with the gin. That's what they were giving away at that speaking of which was the aviator gin. So it was like two cocktails and that were gin based cocktails. And of course, aviator uh, gin was the gin they used. So yeah, they are doing pretty well from what I understand so far in league. What is it? League One, I guess. So League One, then you have the Championship, and then Premier. From what I understand, yeah, the whole. Um, I've gotten to know it a lot better. I have to admit, maybe a year ago at this time, I was a little confused by the whole thing, but I've somewhat, by watching the show, have understood, um, grasped the way the different leagues are and how you advance the relegation promotion type thing, which is a foreign concept here. But yeah, oh, Matt, Matthew, thank you. That's very nice. Um, Dodgy refs, huh? Okay, so dodgy would mean shady, I guess is what I would say. They're shady. Yeah, not good, something like that. Pretty cool. Shady. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I actually like dodgy. That's kind of cool. I might have to start using that for sure. So, am I to believe that if you all have tomorrow off, or the people who have jobs have tomorrow off, is it a paid holiday? Like, are you still getting paid for this holiday, or is it just everything? I mean, not everything. Just the banks are closed. Is that how this works? Hey, Dave, how you doing? Welcome. Nice. Okay. Yeah, we don't have here. They're not known as bank holidays. I guess you could say that. We call them like federal holidays. So federal holidays, the banks are closed on federal holidays. So I mean, it's basically the same thing. So yeah, federal holidays, the banks would be closed. The post office, any federal office, would be closed. Schools are closed. Um, but some federal holidays, people who work still work. So, um, for instance, um, our federal holidays would be, of course, Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving, July 4th, Memorial Day, Labor Day. And that's pretty much it. Then we have um, holidays like President's Day, which would be a bank holiday because they do get the day off, or federal buildings are closed, but most employment and it still works. So something like that. But schools generally have a day off, banks, that sort of thing. Yeah. What is a bank? I haven't been to my bank, like the physical brick and mortar establishment, in many years. Everything's done digitally. Exactly. Uh, yes. Okay. Carol. Yeah. If you do work on the holidays, bank holidays, federal holidays, you do get extra pay for sure. Well, thank you, Elsie. Appreciate you giving me your full attention now. I love it. Thank you for coming and hanging out. Um, yeah, I know, Matthew. What did you buy, Elsie? Can you share it? A lot less things are closed than they used to be. Stores are open on lower hours. Outsourced customer service. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I guess that would be the case here as well. Um, we've got a thing going with, there's a lot of issues with, hey, JJ, thanks for coming. Um, there's a lot of things coming with like technology, especially like, say, we'll just use fast food as an example, where you don't need a person to order food. You walk in and they have screens where you can just tap and order your food. So they're making everything sort of, you know, I don't know what the term would be, but it's, where they don't have to have people working all the time. So people gets lower hours. Yeah, and another thing is with the push for higher minimum wage. Also, people are losing their full time status because their hours are being cut back, and so there's this dance going on of um, how to keep employees, and but also move into the future of technology and you know all that stuff. So it's been kind of interesting. Luckily, what I'm doing now doesn't. There's no way of doing that. although I'd be ready to retire at any moment for sure. Uh, I'm trying to catch up here. So, Elsie, you do your food shopping. So, do they deliver it from? Is this just like through the local grocery store market, and they drop off your food? I do the food shopping for my family, and I've always wondered if it'd be worth ordering it, but because I still actually physically go to the store and get the cart, the trolley, and push it around. Isn't that what it's called, a trolley? Um, so I gotta always make sure I go when I'm not hungry because otherwise I'm just buying things that I don't need. It's always been an issue. It's Notting Hill Carnival in London. What is Trev? What is Notting Hill Carnival? Sounds fun. Whoa. Oh, geez. Daniel has been called a success so far as no one has passed away from. Okay, maybe that doesn't sound fun. Yikes. Interesting. Speaking of which, I've been reading a lot about. You've been having some issues there with knives, people and knives, and it's just reading about it. It's just horrific. It's just I feel so sad, especially about those three young ladies, three girls. Just yeah, I mean, being in my country, you see stuff like that happen far too much, and when I read about it happening where you're at, it's just awful. It's just awful. Never been, but Caribbean music stuff. Okay, pretty cool. And it's easy to get things delivered, right? Back onto the Elsie and her shopping. She's now become the focal point of our talk today. and, and all her busy online shopping. No, but it certainly makes uh, life easy that you can just get online and order it and have it dropped off at your house. It's pretty amazing from say 10, 20 years ago. Let's see, the knife crime isn't a big thing, but when it happens, it's dreadful. Yeah, it's crazy. I just don't understand the frame of mind people are in to do that. It's such a personal thing. Delivery of food is making people lazy. Don't I know it, my man, Tony? You know it. They order food from a shop across the road. That's yeah, that's a little too much for me. I can move across the street. I'm doing well, Brian. Thank you so much for coming. Um, I'm just kidding, Elsie. You're not the focal point. Yeah, Daniel. We've been in this position before in history, so I believe it'll course correct. Hopefully, at some point, but we'll see. That's true, Carol. There is something to actually going to the store and being able to, you know, hold the item in your hand, looking at it. You know, how many times have you ordered something and it's the wrong thing, or it's damaged, or you know, I mean, happens all the time. So there is a downside to that. And so being at the store, being able to see what you're getting is nice. And that's the thing, yeah. During the lockdown, the online thing just took off. So some people have not changed since then. Thomas, thank you. Welcome. First time. Good time. Good deal. Thank you for coming. Appreciate you. It's not the knife crime is not public. Some have been caught up in it. More gang thing. Yeah. Okay. Good. I'm happy to hear that. Of course, the news is going to make it more sensationalistic than it probably is. You never want to read about anybody losing their life, especially children. Of course, that's going to be a big story and make it seem like it happens all the time. It's just like the gun shootings here. People think it's rife with gun shootings, and it is. I'm not saying it's not. It's a problem. But for these mass shootings you see in the news, it happens. It happens more than it should. So um, it's the world we live in. It's weird though because of the amount you see it happen here. Um, still feel so far removed from it, but knowing that it could happen really at any time, it's kind of a weird feeling. You just don't think about it and really until it happens. And by the grace of God, I've never been affected by it, nor do I know anybody. Um, okay, I take that back. I do know somebody. They're not close or anything, but I do know somebody who was uh, attending a school that had. I can't remember if it actually there was a shooting or it was close to it. I can't remember. Like someone had brought the weapon to school. Not sure, but that's about it. And they live far away, so it's a weird deal. Let's see here. We're back on the food shopping. Okay, okay. uh, okay, thanks, Sean. Yeah, y'all have my email for sure. Um, I just love that's what I love about our channel and our community family here is I love getting on these live streams and where it's not everything is not directed at me. I love reading how you guys all interact with each other. It's special. It really is. It's really cool. It's like I'm actually logging on to your all's y'all's, I should say, uh, y'all's deal here, and just kind of keeping up, keeping in touch with all of you. It's great. Only possible. That's right. I'm just hosting. There you go. That's right. That's right, Daniel. That's right. Matthew, I haven't forgotten about how Matthew has offered to do an interview with me. So I haven't forgotten about that. Life's been pretty nutty, nutty in a good way. It's just been really busy. I kind of teased it in a earlier video that I had some really good news. And I have video of it, and I may show it at one point. My son, my oldest son, Damien, has proposed to his girlfriend, and she accepted. So we are going to be getting ready for a wedding. So I'm very happy about that because hopefully the next step will be grandchildren, and I am very excited about that. Um, but first things first. Um, so there's a video of him proposing to her. She was surprised, and it was awesome. It was awesome, and it just makes me very, very happy for him. And he's actually visiting this weekend because this week, Wednesday, was my wife's birthday. My beautiful bride turned 20 something again for the umpteenth year in a row. Still in her 20s. I love it. She's great. And then yesterday was Cooper's birthday. He turned 16. I can't believe where the time has gone. So, yeah, big things are moving. And then, of course, my wedding anniversary. We go to Vegas next weekend to do our thing that we always do. And then the week after that is my wedding anniversary. So it's always a busy month, 3 weeks, month, right at this point in time. School starts, so Cooper's back into school, and he's now a junior. So he's got 2 more years before he graduates high school and on to college. So things are moving. Whether I want them to move or not, they are moving. So it's been nice. Let's see here. Um, she ended up, speaking of Elsie, she got a hat just like this, I believe, as well. So thank you, Matthew. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, Sean. Um, uh, yeah, I guess it helps the channel. Thanks, Sean. Um, it's one of those things I'm really bad at promoting myself and the channel itself, I guess, because again, this isn't something I do for monetary gain. So I just don't sit and go, hey, make sure you like and subscribe my videos, or I should say our videos. Um, I'm more concerned with the content that we use, the creators and their channels, because they do that for a source of income. I do this because I enjoy hanging out with all of you, and it's fun, of course, and I get to learn just a ton. So it's awesome. Sounds expensive, Catherine. You don't even know. Yeah, I'm sure you do know, but yeah, it does. It is expensive. Um, yeah, it's kind of you know uh, the gauntlet for these 3 weeks for sure. But yeah, it's all worth it. It's awesome having everybody. Last night we went out to dinner. We went to it's called Osabi here in Ventura. It's where it's like Teppan, where they cook the food on the table in front of you, and it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I do remember uh, when Cooper was born. I remember when Damien was born. Um, that was an amazing day. Crazy thing between the two is, Damien's was kind of like, yeah, it might happen around this time. And then we just kind of wait for it to happen. Cooper, we planned it. We were able to kind of set the date of when, she was going to have Cooper, and we picked a Sunday and all went to the hospital that day, and they gave her some kind of induced the labor. And a couple hours later, there he was. So completely different experiences for all involved. And the crazy thing about, and we still laugh about this today, because in the delivery room, we had at least 15 people in there, family and her best friends. Yeah, we're all in the room right next to her. Of course, all the men stood, you know, away. Only I was in the one area. How do I put that? In the with the best seat in the house, next to the doctor, while my dad, uh, my mom, well, my mom was over. All the women were okay to be where they were, but all the guys were all kind of off off to the side where they didn't have any view of the action. But it was just, we look back on it and going, man, you had a lot of people in there. Congrats to Jennifer, because she had to perform in front of a lot of people right on that day, but just completely different. When Damien around, nobody was in there but just the doctor. You know, I think maybe her mom was in there, but yeah, interesting. Thomas Cooper is catching up. Yeah, pretty soon Cooper will pass his mom in age. Yes, absolutely. Hmm, that's funny. Uh, uh, Cooper should go to Oxford or Cambridge or Harvard or Yale. That's probably never going to happen. Um, I don't know. I can't say never. You just never know. He's already got some schools kind of on his list. None of them, unfortunately, are in England. Sorry, but some do extend across the country. So I think he wants to go to school outside of California, which I support 100%. I would love for him to get away from the state of California. That'd be great. Uh, $5,000 just for a uniform. Yeesh, it's crazy. Well, that's Thomas. That's certainly a byproduct. It's certainly not intentional that way. It's just, I just don't think about it. I mean, I think, of course, if somehow I was making uh, a lot of money from this channel, I would probably buy uh, better equipment, better camera. The camera I have is really cheap, better microphone. I would actually probably have my own studio. You know, I would have the pull to be able to go. I need that room to do my videos in. But until then, I'm just stuck out here in the living room, kind of offshoot little cubby area where we're sitting. But again, not that's not like I said. I'm not here to do that. And the thing is if I wanted to do that, I would have to start doing uh, videos that I'm not interested in doing. I'll do every once in a while. I don't mind doing a hey, this is what the UK does better than the US, or the other way around, or something like that. Every once in a while, it's fun if the topic on it is interesting. Um, things British hate about America. Those kind of videos. I'm not really interested in those. But sometimes they will pique my interest because of maybe how they're being presented, or they're asking actual people on the street or something like that. But most of the time, I like to learn about history, the culture, um, the stuff that we generally watch. Plus, I've trying to continue to get everybody's approval to be able to show um, some of the stuff. So it's I have a feeling if I were to get really popular, I would have to, it would only because I had to do those kind of, and I would have to probably yell more, maybe, fake emotions. You know what I mean? I respect all those other uh, YouTube reaction people. They're great and more power to them. But a lot of it is a little over the top for me sometimes because I like watching reaction British, people reacting to American things, of course. Yeah, I think that's why the genre is so popular. Is you love something and you want someone else who hasn't experienced it to love it as well. So you're curious to see how they see it and their opinions of it and their take. So of course, the genre is very popular. Uh, The guy needs his own. Oh, see, I've rambled on too much. The comments went too far. Let's see here. First time catching. Hey, Mick, thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Welcome. You were mowing the lawns before the rain. Awesome. Good. I'm glad you were able to make it before the rains came for sure. TV channel for any British people. He has that. David Attenborough. Really? You're not talking about me. Then you must be talking about somebody else for sure. Uh, you guys, too much. Thank you. Um, well, I think there is, Carol, to kind of add on to what you or said about narcissists. I do have, I do have a side. I think when it comes to singing, maybe like doing karaoke or singing in front of people, I can be maybe a little narcissistic. Maybe, I guess. I don't know. I like to think not, but who knows? I'm sure we all have the ability. But yeah, it's okay, Tony. It's okay. You don't have to. Yeah, that's the thing. You don't have to post anything. If you have any questions you want to ask me, fire away. If you have something to ask someone else in the chat, please do. This is just a meetup, so we're all meeting each other for sure. Um, yes, Daniel. Daniel says on a side note, are you keeping up with Ben and Rachel? They've just bought a new house, and I do keep in touch with them. In fact, funny side note, they keep asking me uh, when I'm coming out to visit, and I do plan on going to visit them. Um, they do that video where it shows their new house. They showed their guest room, and I emailed them and said my room looks wonderful. And so we had a nice little laugh and a chat about that. And so yeah, they're totally wanting me to come out. Yeah, I do keep in touch with them. I do keep in touch with um, Jeremy and Kara from Magic Geekdom as well, and probably be doing one of their videos pretty soon. Um, yeah, just wonderful people. It's I also have another interview I might want to do. I met this woman here. She's friends of a friend, and we all met up at like a big graduation party for one of the children of our friends who's graduated high school. And so we had a big party, and I met her, and she actually is from, oh gosh, she told me now, I forget, but London area, I believe, outside of London, I think, but has now lived here in the States and for a long time. And I asked her if I could interview her to kind of get her perspective. So hopefully I can make that work. She's a wonderful person as well. So I got some things I want to do. It's just finding the time to do it. Let's see here. Uh, but yes, I have kept in touch with Ben and Rachel. They're doing wonderful, and I'm so happy for them. It's such a great deal getting their first home, and they're so young. If you can get it while they're so young, but they both have wonderful careers, and yeah, they're just good people. Kat, thank you for showing up. It's okay. There's no such thing as being late to the party. You're at the party. Okay, Matthew, what's your question here? Beethoven or Beyonce? Who grabs me the most? I'm gonna have to say neither, but if I chose one, it would be Beethoven, I guess. I'm not into Beyonce or that type of music. Of course, I respect it, but never really gravitated to either one. Classical music or uh, what style would we call Beyonce? Pop, R&B, um, neither. Um, I'm a product of the 80s. And so I spent my teenage years in the 80s. And so I was really into what they call hair metal. So your Aussies and Black Sabbath, even though they're not really hair metal, they're just heavy metal. So um, Motley Crue, you know, Van Halen, that sort of thing. Def Leppard, love Def Leppard, seen them a bunch of times. Um, So yeah, that was my genre, and I still listen to it to this day, and it's still my favorite things to listen to for sure. JJ has her groceries delivered. Yeah, since lockdown. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, you have to go to the shops to get to see the stuff. Yeah, especially the new stuff. I just don't like when they get the order wrong. It's such a hassle. Such a hassle. We don't really order other than, say, Amazon, buying that. We don't I've never actually bought food from a grocery store to have my, like, grocery shopping for the house delivered. It is, mainly, like, takeout, dinner sort of thing, and they get our orders all the time wrong all the time, and we swear after every time that we would never do it again, but then, a week later, we're like, "Oh, I don't wanna go pick it up," you know? So we give them another shot, and, in true fashion, they end up disappointing after a while, so but we'll just stay on that path, I'm sure, and not change. Still worth the risk of not having to go down there and pick it up. Far East countries come here. In little fact, many Far East countries come here, China, for the education because when they go back, it's the difference between 100,000. Yeah, top jobs and teacher. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Same here in the states too. I imagine for Stanford and which Stanford University, which is the school my dad and my brother both went to many years ago. The cats. Oh, let's see. I think I can get one here if I can take the camera off. There's Leo. We bought him that. It's like a scratcher kind of thing. It's just made out of cardboard. Sprinkled some of the catnip that was so wonderfully delivered to me from uh, one of the channel family members, and ever since then he is just he doesn't get off it at all. He just stays on that thing all day, lays there. He has dug a hole through it, as you can see on the top part, and so we kind of flipped it on its side there because he, he's we need to get another one of those things. And Violet, this is my living room. Violet, I don't know if you can see right there in the chair. We have to put that blanket on there because she just puts cat hair everywhere. That is where she just sleeps all the time. So that's why you don't see them on camera because they just are in their special little spot all the time. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Beethoven for Carol. Okay. Very good. I couldn't I think and I'm almost embarrassed to even say this that I probably don't know. Could I tell the difference between Beethoven and Mozart or Tchaikovsky or any of the masters, as they say? I don't know. I don't know. I think the Beethoven fifth or something like that. Is that the ones all dun na na na? I think that's about it. I've heard them all. Like if you were to play them, I would go, "Oh yeah, I know this," but I probably don't remember who created what. You know. Let's see here. Wondered if you fancy looking into the history of the Royal Arsenal I got my mouse in front of it, at Woolwich. Woolwich? Is it Woolwich or Woolwich? Do I pronounce the W there? Woolwich. Think it would be interesting for both you and Cooper. What is that? History of the Royal Arsenal at Woolwich. Okay, I'm going to write that down. Bear with me here. Woolwich. Get a pen. Royal Arsenal. Okay. At Woolwich. Got it. Yeah, I'll look into it. Like I said, if it's a video, I'd like to try to get a hold of the person to show it on the channel. But generally, if I don't get a hold of the person or they don't respond, I end up watching it myself, you know, on my own time or whatever. But let's see here. Liverpool just scored. Great. Um, Liverpool. Who were they playing again? Um, Tony, who were they playing? It's mine too. What great taste we have. Okay. Uh, thank you, Carol. At least I got that right. At least I got that right. You can share them. I will agree. Ours lasts 2 to 300 years. You guys are talking amongst yourself, I think. I'm trying to catch up on the conversation here. Royal Artillery. Okay. That's what this video is about. Okay. And Arsenal, that's how they get their name for the football club. Sunderland. Where exactly is Sunderland, Sean? Thank you, John. Major artillery factory, the football team took its name from. Very good. Brentford. Yeah, these are all names that sound familiar. Are, well, not sound familiar, but are familiar. I wish I got to start using a map because it's hard for me to remember where these are located, and it's tough. I wouldn't say they're fighting. They're just voicing their likes and their approvals. What is the percentage of viewers from? Um, that's a good question. The percentage, and I have taken a look at that. It's about 88. No, actually, it's higher. 90% or more, I believe, from the UK. Then there's a sliver from like Australia, New Zealand. There's even a smaller sliver of people who live here in the States. Um, I think I even have a smaller yet sliver in Canada. And then I think I have one or two from France. It's pretty, it's pretty UK heavy, which that's kind of what I was thinking. I mean, that's, when I first started, I had an idea of going, and you're all going to laugh at this because you're all going to go, well, of course. But I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a bunch of videos learning the UK and the history and the culture and the people and all that wonderful things. And then once I get a good uh, grasp of things, I'll move on to another region, like say Australia, for example, and I'll learn the same about them, and I can do this and just kind of pop around the world. Here we are 3 years in, and I haven't even scratched the surface of the UK, and I don't see it stopping anytime soon. There's just so much. And I know all of you are like, well, yeah, of course. So I'm not going away anytime soon. That's for sure. Let's see here. Sunderland is the archenemy of Newcastle in Northeast England. Okay. 9 miles apart. Close. So they're rivals, bitter rivals. Yes, this is basically a UK channel. And at some point, I may, you know, it may just say Mark from the UK, and I may have to learn about the United States. Boo Mackums. That's right over my head. I don't know. Um, oh, you guys still talking about? Wow, who would have thought that Beethoven and Mozart would have such a discussion? I love it. Brentford is in London. So how many football teams are in London? Professional teams of all levels. I mean, there's a grip load, right? There's a bunch. That's funny. Sunderland got that's their nickname, Mackems, from the Second World War. Its ships was made in Sunderland. We Mackems. The Germans attack them. Ah, oh, make them. I'm sorry. I'm calling them Mackems. Makems. We make them. They attack them. Got it. Oh my gosh. Middlesbrough. Okay. Daniela, thank you for coming. Appreciate it. Uh, Live from East London. I love it. I love it. Honorary Brit, I will gladly. You say I'm pretty modest. I'm not going to be modest about that. I am super stoked to have you say that I'm an honorary Brit. I'm truly honored about that. That is awesome. I wish there was a bag. Oh, come here. Come here. He came up. He came to say hello. I wish there was like a patch or something that I could wear that says that, like an identification card that says that I'm an honorary Brit. That's awesome. He's just a peaceful guy. He just Once you pick him up and hold him, he just becomes like a rag doll. And he just doesn't fight it. Make him and take him. Boast on the pronunciation. Yep. So 16 teams. Jeez. That's a lot. That's a lot. Wow. 17. Wow. Okay, buddy. You can go. If Violet comes over, I'll pick her up. So Geordies are, gosh, there's Geordies are Liverpool, and then the people from Newcastle or something. God, I don't know why I can't remember that, but I remember that was a thing. 7,000 in the whole of UK. That's amazing. Geordie is Newcastle. Okay, Scouse. That's right. Is Liverpool. Thank you. Thank you. I always we have, uh, especially when it comes to football, American football, we have the similar culture. It's nothing. I don't want to say similar because that makes it seem it's like on par with your football culture. It's not. I'd be foolish to say that it is. But we have that out of all of our sports, professional or what we have is college, which far surpasses, I think, fandom. The college football, college American football, the fans are crazy, and so I think they would be our representative to be, in that category. College football here in America is bonkers, and I love it so much. And in fact, the season started yesterday in Dublin. They had two universities, Florida State University and Georgia Tech University, go and play a game at Avira Stadium, and it was a awesome game. And it's just cool seeing when they play. They play there every year. Then they kind of open up college football season with a game in Dublin, and it's pretty awesome. And you would think normally they would have Notre Dame because they're the Fighting Irish. That's their nickname. They played there last year against Navy, but this year the game was really good. It's really good. Hi, Leo. I see you in the background, buddy. He is constantly always wanting food. So anytime I get near the kitchen, he follows me in there thinking that it's dinner, even though it's, let's see, 8:56 in the morning. And he's already eaten breakfast, by the way. All right, let's catch up. Wash your mouth out. Sorry, Carol. I get them confused. Daniela. Okay, so, and hopefully I'm pronouncing your name correctly, Daniela. Um, they say London has more green space in London than any other city in the world. From what I've seen, I don't doubt that. Um, you have a lot of, and Cooper even mentioned that when he got back, that there was always like, he always came across when they're out walking around when they were in London, that there was always these little kind of green spaces, um, which he thought was kind of weird to him, because not weird in a bad way, but weird, just surprising, different, because of all the you know modern city, and then you have all these little green, like now New York's like that as well. New York has a lot of that stuff too, but yeah, that wouldn't surprise me if that's true. um, you guys need to exchange emails and have the ultimate uh, Beethoven, Bach, uh, uh, Mozart debate. I love it. uh, Tony, I have no idea what this means. Harpole or monkey hangers. 3,000 parks. Not all of them are open. Yeah, I get it. But there's still green space, whether people are walking through them or not, right? Um, Queen, you're a Queen too? Okay, cool. Um, the band Queen, Matthew, is like one of my favorites since I was little. One of the bands my older brother introduced me to. He was all into like the Who, the Doors, Queen, um, and for whatever reason, I tried to get into the Who, just couldn't do it. Tried to get into the Rolling Stones, couldn't do it. I respect them all, respect the music, and they have some great songs that I love listening to. But as for like buying albums, getting to know their catalog, that sort of thing, Queen was really the only one that I really gravitated to. I just thought Freddie Mercury's voice was incredible, and it's just still probably the greatest rock voice of all time. And just love the music. Really good stuff. And if I'm not going to be listening to my Sunset Boulevard, Hollywood, 80s pop, glam, hair metal, I'm going to listen to Queen. They're one of the few bands that I'll listen to that wasn't in that genre. 32 London boroughs and the city of London, settled by Romans. Yes. Yeah, it's huge. It's huge. It is absolutely huge. And we did that walking video yesterday, which I absolutely loved. And if you haven't gone over there and helped Josh out, Josh, is Australian and he lives in London now. That's who does those videos. Um, I just anyway, you need to get over there and help and support his channel. Um, just it's amazing how large of an area it is, but yet you can get to everything. So much is so close to each other. You can walk to and spend a good little portion of time one place. Then you can get in, take a underground somewhere or a bus somewhere, and then get out and spend hours just seeing all this incredible stuff just in that area. It's wild. You can't do that in Los Angeles. Now you can probably do that in New York is comparable with their subways. Um, but they don't have the history that London does. LA is a dumpster fire. I would not recommend coming to Los Angeles at all. At all. Let's see here. Is Cooper slowly divulging more about his trip? Yes, he is. Every once in a while, something will come out and go, "Oh, I remember when we did this." And I think over time, he'll have a better appreciation for what he did. And hopefully that spurs his traveling bug. And as he gets older, he'll want to go back, go other places, I think if that's the case, then I think it was well worth, regardless if he does, I think it was well worth to have him experience something so far different than what he's, accustomed to. I think it's a win-win for sure. But yeah, every once in a while he'll make a comment um, about either I tried some food and I didn't like it, that sort of thing, or oh, I would have that again, or it was really cool. In fact, just the other day we were talking about jaywalking, how you don't have jaywalking and how everybody just crosses the street whenever. Um, because we were walking and we're crossing a street and went to the crosswalk, waited for the light, crossed when it was our turn, that sort of thing. And he then brought that up and goes, I wish we were in London right now because we'd already be on the other side of the road. So just little stuff like that. And hung it as a spy. Oh my goodness. That's funny. Uh That okay, JJ. Here's another. I'm glad you brought that up. Have you reacted to Green Day crowd singing Bohemian Rhapsody in Hyde Park 2017? I have not. I didn't know that even existed. My oldest son Damien is the ultimate Green Day fan. He's been to countless numbers of their shows. He has met um, Billy Joe. He was even in a music video of theirs. He is a Green Dead head, I guess. I don't know what they call the fans of Green Day. Green Day head, not Green Dead head. Green Day dead head. You know what I mean. And he loves them and collects all their old rare albums. He's in a band. His band is similar music. So yeah, three-piece band. That's yeah, a lot of it's similar. So yeah, they're huge inspirations for him musically and artistically, and yeah, he loves them. And I listened to Green Day when I was younger, but I haven't really listened to them nowadays. They kind of came out after in the '90s or more '90s. So I still listen to my uh, Guns N' Roses and Warrant, Motley Crue, like I mentioned earlier. Yeah. Poison. Oh, yeah. Love it all. Spandex. I wish it was still going. I wish it was still a thing. Let's see here. I got to catch up here. We see what's one of the Star Brits discussing music. Yep. And you guys are falling into the stereotype. Of course, you're arguing about classical music. Yeah, Carol, unfortunately, I can't turn the ads off for this. I've tried. I've set it to where it's limited. So people get ads, and here's the crazy thing: y'all get ads at different times. So that's and it's unfortunate. I apologize for that. If you have the premium membership to YouTube, you don't get ads at all. Matthew's saying he doesn't get any, so I don't know what I say. I don't know how it works. I just don't. Uh, some history here was haunted as the new London to the west. That's all the old Romans fell down over the centuries, and that the John and correct me if I'm wrong. And one of the amazing things I find is just how it's built on top of one another. So if you were to just dig, you just find all these different settlements, and just the history is just amazing. Greater London has 334 train stations, 272 underground tube. Wow. Hmm, that's a lot. Okay, well, I'm going to write that down, Sean. I'm going to write it. I need to check out the Green Day video. I'm assuming that's what you were talking about. Sings Bohemian Rhapsody. We're already at an hour. I'm more than happy to keep going if you all are. Feel free to dive out whenever you need or want. But I'm having a good time, so I'm going to stick around. So anybody who wants to stick around can. That's the thing. There's no set time. Usually after an hour, a lot of people are usually kind of ready. But we all have lives. So if you want to take off, feel free. David Bowie. Okay. David Bowie was a son of a London born in Brixton. Nice. It's just the crowd. Okay. Okay. That's awesome. Were they on stage or were they waiting for the band? Well, you know what? Don't tell me. I'm going to watch the video. I'm going to watch the video. Love David Bowie. Sure. Hey. Okay. I'm sorry I missed this. How do I pronounce this? Arius and the Nation. Welcome. 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 Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. I wish we all can be on a Zoom call, all of us. That way you could tell me if I'm saying something wrong. Uh, Thomas doesn't have any ads. Yeah, I don't know why some ads work, come on for some and some others. Oh, thank you. I appreciate the $10. Thank you. Very kind of you. Not you all know it's not necessary to donate any money, but yeah, thank you. Got this at a Wrexham game here when they were playing last month here on the West Coast. So thank you. Gilbert and Sullivan, you like the musicals? Catherine, I love musicals. I do. I've it's kind of a guilty pleasure, but I love a good musical for sure. Just, go freshen up your tea. uh, oh, okay. Perfect. And the crowd was just getting into it. Okay, Sean, I get it. Yeah, I'll watch it. Oh, perfect, Tony. If you can watch the game and hang out, perfect. I thought about doing that during the Euros. Was doing a England watch party. Like we can all just watch the game together and comment. And I thought about doing that. Maybe next time. Sorry, Kat. We we wished it into an existence. I know the universe is a crazy thing. Thank you again, Arias. I appreciate that. That is very nice. Monkey Hanger is a nickname by which people from the town of Hartlepool. How do you pronounce Hartlepool? Hartlepool? Am I saying that right? County Durham, England. Incident in which a monkey was hanged in the town of Hartlepool during the Napoleonic Wars. That is awesome. I mean, not awesome that a monkey got hanged, but just bizarre. Um, you have a channel in the nation. Uh, is that invitation for Matthew to get on over there, or for me? Um, I'm confused, but I'm gonna just put that down. Oh, thank you. Okay, yeah, absolutely. Um, I'll reach out for sure. Thank you. Yeah, it'll be fun. Let's see here. Your sister went to art school same time as John. Wow. Sm- s- smoking herb medication. Wonderful. Yeah, it's so weird seeing that when you talk to somebody who had went to like elementary school, went to primary school or whatever, with somebody who becomes hugely famous. I have not gone to school with anybody that I know of that is hugely famous, for sure. Um, just wait a second, Daniel. Do you have a channel? Would love Wrecked Nation. What? What? I am. I'm so out of the loop here. Okay, this is awesome. I'm trying to. I have to go back and read like what all of you are talking about. Um. Oh, here's a pronunciation of Hartlepool. Okay, thank you, John. Hartlepool. Now, where is Hartlepool at? I follow Daniel and Spencer on YouTube. I've got to get into this. I don't know what you're all talking about, so I'm gonna have to to start looking some of this up so I can follow along next time. It's all part of the Northeast UK. Okay, thank you, Sean. So does anybody have plans for tomorrow since it's a holiday, a bank holiday for that matter? Y'all got something lined up to do? What is the so this is called an August bank holiday. So is there something that always seems to be happening this time of year that you all like to do? Yeah, I'm pretty much done with my coffee, Carol. I probably should probably get want to get a refill here pretty soon. Thank you, Arias. I appreciate you coming. Uh, yeah, we're gonna talk for sure. I'm gonna go to your channel and I'll hook up with you for sure. Thank you. Thank you for coming. It usually rains on the bank holidays. Isn't that the thing? Other great band from London, the Small Faces. Yes. I don't know. Oh, thank you. Gosh. Other great band from London, Small Faces. Yes. The Clash, Paul Weller. The Jam. I've heard the Jam. Madness. I Oh, Madness, the band. Yes. That's Our House, right? I do know them, but I don't. I know they're hugely successful over where you're at, Madness. As far as I know, they only had the one song here in the States that was really popular. Iron Maiden, of course. Blur. Yeah, I listened to Blur. Sure. Some of those I didn't know about. Some of those I did not know about. Um, I've heard of the Jam, Paul Weller, yes, and the Jam. Um, I've heard of that Clash, of course. Yes, of course. The Small Faces. I'm not sure about them. Daniel, thank you for coming, buddy. We're probably not going to go much longer. I'm thinking we'll get to about hour and a half, and we'll go ahead and call it a day. But so about 15 more minutes. But thank you for coming. Appreciate it. Always. Arias, again, thank you. I appreciate it. Stay legendary. It's very nice. Marks the end of summer. Yeah, I'll see. That's kind of what Labor Day weekend for us next weekend is, outdoors before the weather turns. Yeah. Of course, I live in Ventura, California, as you know. So our rainy season, although we've had a pretty wet year, which has taken us out of the drought, which has been amazing. Um, our rainy season doesn't really start till like end of January, February, and that's when it starts to get cold. It's going to stay nice and warm all the way through till the end of January here in Southern California. So right now it's warm outside already, and yeah, it's our weather here was about 68 to 72 about 300 days a year, and then the other 68 is about you know overcast, chilly. We'll have bouts of rain, storms, that and the other. So, and they get spread out. So the weather here is definitely awesome, but you pay for it. It's real expensive to live here in California unless you're inland. But I live right on the coast in a beach town, so it can get pricey. Great place to raise children, though. Wouldn't change it for the world. Um, it's okay, Matthew. It's okay. Sidetrack away. Uh, Long walk if it's dry. The world at war if it's raining. John, I don't know if you saw the one. I have that set, World at War. My dad collected a bunch of World War II and other military movies over the years, and I was able to. He gave it to me. Actually, when he passed, my mom gave it to me. So I still have them in a box. But the problem is they're on DVD, so I don't tend to have a DVD player lying around. So I'm going to have to get one to watch them. Let's see here. London has 40% green space. That's incredible. That's awesome. And so needed too, right? Okay. They're like the Who, but from the 60s. Oh. Yeah, again, never got into the Who. There are a few of their songs that I really like, but never got into them like I did with Queen. Of course, there's American bands that I really got into as well, but you'll go, all right, rain or shine. You're out there walking. That's good. Yeah, that'd be weird to live in a place that had that much rain. Um, I just have spent the bulk of my life here on the West Coast. I had a brief moment where I lived in Tennessee for a while, and we did get all the weathers. I saw the seasons, which in a way is really cool as well. Um, when we do leave California, because we will leave once our kids are all gone and you know on with their lives after all their schooling and stuff, we think we might move out of California. Um, maybe go back to North Carolina, which is awesome. I love it back there. My wife's mom lives out there, and we go and visit as much as we can. It's a blast. Love it out there. Starts in January also. Okay, cool. You got me. Cat, you got me. I was thinking, oh, okay. But it goes until the rainy season starts in January and goes till the end of December. I love it. That's funny. Is the Isle of Wight scooter rally? There are over 1,000 scooters. Lambrettas, Vesper. Okay. Dang. That's crazy. Um, they love their two wheels over there, don't they? In all those places, you have the Isle of Man that does um the TT races, right? And then Isle of Wight has the scooter rally. That's cool. Well, yeah, if you live in a place that rains a lot, I imagine you just live with it and you get used to it, and you can't just all stay inside forever, right? So it would make sense. I mean, that's what they do on the East Coast. Everybody goes out. It snows. Some places it snows really, they just carry around a shovel. Um, I can play them LC on my computer. You're right. I can put them on the computer. I sit in front of the computer all day, mostly at work, and then doing these videos and talking to all of you and stuff like that. So, yeah, I certainly could put them on a DVD player for sure. I love heavy metal. Yes. Uh, Ozzy Osbourne was born. Oh, nice. ELO. Okay, that's Electric Light Orchestra, right? Never got into them. Do they still do the radio at Pavilion, LA, Bowl, and Nightclub Balcony? I don't know if that was meant for me. Catherine says we don't do boring weather. I agree. You don't. I remember, I'm not going to do any more like storm videos. Those tend to get blocked and stuff like that. But I do watch them, and some of the storms you guys get are just not nuts. They're bonkers. It's just wild where you're situated in the weather that you'll get. I've heard the east coast of the USA has a higher rainfall than the UK. The winters are dump over here, though. I don't know about that. I really don't know if that's true or not. I know the northeast of the United States, and the places closer to Canada, they get heavy, heavy snowfall. every year, and um, but they get strangely very, very warm in the summer months as well. So, but yeah, they can have some harsh winters on the East Coast and Northeast, and then Southeast, your Floridas, the Carolinas, Georgia, those places, and then the Gulf. They're the ones that are more susceptible to hurricanes. So everywhere you live. So here on the West Coast, we get a lot of earthquakes. Midwest gets you all the tornadoes. Of course, here on the West, we also have wildfires, which, because we're so dry, we get tons of those. Um, and yeah, one almost took out my town of Ventura back in end of 2017. December of 27. Like basically started the day before my birthday, December 5th, I believe, in 2017. Almost wiped our town. Almost took my parents' house out, who live on the hillside there. Yeah, it's called the Thomas, as in like Thomas the train, the Thomas Fire, because that's where it starts. Started in Thomas Valley in Santa Paula or something. I don't know exactly what it's called, but that's what it was called, the Thomas Fire, and it was bad. Took out so many people's homes. Sad. So, but the Midwest has the tornadoes, and Southeast has the hurricanes, along with Texas and the Gulf states, and then Northeast gets the blizzards and the heavy winter snowfall. Yeah, so every part of the country gets their own uh, natural weather that hits them hard. Let's see here. It was strange how we won World War II without breaking the enigma, because um, I won in that without breaking the enigma, because being done in the mid-70s, that was still kept quite under the official. Yeah, yeah. Um, I started giggling because I read it wrong. Without breaking the enigma, I instantly thought of the movie, how it showed the Americans breaking the enigma. So it makes me chuckle how we do that in film. But um, we all know, at least the people who care about it know that the Americans didn't do that. Oh, you worked at the Hollywood Bowl? I used to work in LA. Is that what we're talking about here? In LA Bowl and Pavilion Nightclub. Sean, what are we talking? Are you talking about? Is that somewhere you're at, or is that somewhere I'm at? We get Rust. Nice. The Green Day video is about the crowd waiting. Okay, that's what I heard. So I'm going to watch it. Definitely. 40 inches. London is 23. Wow. That's so. Yeah, New York does get a lot of rain. Absolutely. London does not do snow. We're lucky to get 4 inches a year. London get a big snowfall every 10 years plus. And that's kind of cool. I wish it would snow here. I think having a snow every once in a while would be pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Yeah, we're not going to go too much longer. That's for sure. I've got actually, like I said, yesterday was Cooper's birthday. We all went out to dinner with family last night. Today is like his birthday party, I guess. We're gonna go down to the harbor, and our friends have jet skis. We're gonna go to their house, and the kids are gonna ride jet skis and get on a boat and stuff like that. So we're gonna have to get. I'm gonna have to get going here pretty soon and start getting ready for that. Um, You do know, oh, thank you, Matthew. Um, Found a complete chariot and two horses in a recent dig. Unusual because they used to break down chariot when it was buried with something important. Oh, interesting. That must have been incredible to find. Yes, the U-boat one. Ah, yes. Where the U-boat stole the Enigma rather than the naval. Yeah. They had a token Brit on the movie. It was Matthew McConaughey, U571, I think is the movie. The movie itself was very entertaining. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed the movie, but factually, yes. Um, they did throw, like I said, they did throw a Brit on in the raiding party to get the Enigma. So they tried to tie it, but they made it seem like it was an American crew uh, that that did all that. But it is what it is. That's nice. Um, on the Isle of Wight, Sean says, where the scooter fair used to happen, LA Bowl was a bowling. Okay. Thank you for clarifying. I kept, so is that La Bowl? I'm thinking LA, like Los Angeles. That's just kind of where my head was. Talking of the Navy, did you guys hear about the German Navy storming up the Thames? Oh, I did see the video from the channel's called Cobra Emergency. I've reached out to him to see if he'll allow me to um, show his videos and learn from him with all of you. Haven't responded yet, but I did see the video of. Honestly, I don't think I've ever seen that bridge open up like that before, lift up. So that was kind of something different that I'd never seen before. And then having it just more right there next to HMS Belfast, I thought just the comparison of the two warships, and I thought that was wow, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Um, so yeah, pretty cool. Just had a YouTube ads. Couldn't make it. Just had an ad for YouTube ads. Yeah, tough. Okay, Danielle, thank you for coming. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and end it right now. I think right now is a good time to call it a day. You have to go get over to the UK and Europe. Yeah, Greece would be awesome. Of course, my wife would love to go to Greece. She loves the hot type weather places. But yeah, our goal is to do London and then hopefully maybe Bath or somewhere close, and then Italy kind of one trip. So yeah, we're kind of gonna tackle something there. But when it happens, it's probably not going to happen until after our kid picks a college and goes to college, because next year we're going to be visiting college campuses and all that stuff. So probably not going to happen next year. But so we'll go ahead and say goodbye. Um, yes, Cooper's birthday will be celebrated today. The parents of all the boys that will be there will be celebrating, I'm sure, as well. So I want to let me just say something. I want to thank you all for making my life enjoyable, bringing just a special added extra enjoyment. You guys are truly amazing people, and I just want to say thank you so much for accepting me and welcoming me uh, into your homes. So it's been just amazing, and you've changed my life for the better. And hopefully, we all get to learn stuff together. Is just something really cool. I don't want to get emotional here, but thank you. I really want to say thanks to all of you. Um, we'll do the live stream probably in a couple weeks, maybe a month. Trying to make it like once a month kind of thing. I enjoy it. But I'll be back to doing some videos maybe tomorrow or the next day. I hope you all. See, I totally forgot. What do I normally say at the end of a video? Um, Hope you're happy, healthy, and safe. There you go. And we'll see you soon. Okay. Thanks for coming, everybody. All right. Bye.